All right, how you doing, everybody? This is Captain Jack, and I got the phone up a little bit too quickly. I want to make sure that we're all here. I'm sick and tired of getting busted by YouTube for using things that allegedly are like free music. So, hopefully, can you guys hear me now? No sound. Okay, hang on a second. It should have sound. Yeah, I got the road in, but yeah, it should have sound. There we go. Okay, now yeah, I had music. So remember the beginning, the stuff at the beginning is is the prelim, and then there's music. I actually like that. I'm gonna have to start working on that page. And thanks everybody for being here. I'm getting everything squared away. We have the music, and as I said last night, I did the show last night because I wasn't supposed to be here right now. I wasn't supposed to be here right now. I was supposed to be at the Flyer game, or as they say here, the Lightning game. But nope, that didn't happen. So I'm here, and I want to make sure that okay, let me get the live feed on Facebook so I can look at that as well. Stand by a second here. I had a Facebook feed up. I don't know where the hell it went. Oh, I know. Okay, let's get rid of this one. I got a lot of windows up, so that's probably what it is. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I got the live feed up. Yeah, there should be sound. We got that going on. Good. Okay, let me see if I can get the all the screens where I can actually look at the comments. Again, it'll be better once I get all of the. I got a bunch of other computers up that I can do this, so bear with me. I apologize. We'll get it squared away as much as I can. It'll be better once I get all my other computers up. But hey, one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Can my daughter listen tonight? Ed, your daughter can listen any time. You just got to remember that I try not to swear. You couldn't hear any. Okay, so you guys didn't. You guys didn't. What do you call it? You guys didn't hear the music. You guys didn't hear the music, huh? Okay, well then the song that I had, I'll have to dub that, put that in. Yep, the music sucks, or that you couldn't hear the music. If you couldn't hear the music, I'll don't worry, I'll get that in there. It's straight out of YouTube, not on the intro. Okay, apologies. I'll get that squared away. To be honest, no worries. When you guys said there's no, the fact that you can hear me now is good. That's the important thing. That's the important thing. Okay. We are here tonight, and we are. It's kind of like when you've lost a friend. It's kind of like when you've lost a friend, because there are things that are going on that it's very hurtful, and there's really nothing you can do about it, and you're dealing with it. It's like you're dealing with a loss, and it's it's hard. Yeah, I got it. Hey, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not a thumper. We have our thumper in the house. The elder AJ Brayhew, otherwise known as Raider Rev, he's the thumper. And the funny thing is about AJ is that he's a retired sailor, so I know he knows how to swear. But because he's an elder now, he doesn't swear as often, if not at all. And blessings to him. I'm glad to see you here, AJ. I'm glad to see everybody here. Oh, Pastor. Okay, he got it. He got elevated. Congratulations on the promotion, shipmate. Congratulations. So still Raider Rev to me, Pastor AJ Brayhew, aka Raider Rev. I hope you don't mind me still calling you, because Pastor Rev just doesn't have the same kick. You know what I'm saying. Daniel's House of Prayer Ministries. Oh, okay, cool. And of course, right on friggin', what do you call it? Right on friggin', time, my eyes start to water. Man. Anyway, welcome to AJ, V-Dub, I know that's Vince, Don Webb, Jimmy Farrell, Mike Arline. I'll get the music squared away. Mike Sarah, thank you. Who else is here? Jimmy Farrell, I said. Mike Arline, who else is here? Oh, Jared, of course. Mike. There's Mike again. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Brian, thank you. Okay, Mike, make sure you'll have to you'll have to like give that to me somehow, buddy. I don't know how you're gonna. I definitely want your new number. And for folks that are on Facebook, who we got? Got Hollywood, Alejandro, Rich Angeles, Jimmy Oha, Brian Tucker, Kendall Hansen, Lori Toole. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I'm going to say it once. I'm going to say it a couple, probably 1,000 times. If you have not subscribed to... Yeah, I'm taking calls, Jimmy, but not quite right now. If you have not subscribed to my page, and damn it, I forgot, I'm going to have to be off camera for a second. Yes, I got pants. Okay, stand by. I got to get something. You guys are going to be listening to me off camera. I got to show you the prize for $700. You get it over there. Hang on a second. It's in here, so there it is. I'm coming over. Okay. See, I'm here. Just so you guys know, I actually have it, okay? Actually, I got a couple. But I'm going to keep them for a little bit. Here it is. A signed, there it is, Freddie Bolitnikoff pick. That is Fred's signature. He signed this. I have a couple of them. Okay? And when you get, like I said, when you get the 700, this is the prize. I'll put it in a photo mailer. I'll put it in a photo mailer. And somebody's going to get a Freddie B pick. If you're not a Raider fan, I'll figure something out. Okay? But let's get to 1,000. Because remember, if you haven't seen it already... Here it is. Got it right. I got my props right there. The Marcus Allen helmet. Okay? JSA certified. In a box. I got the box right here. I'll send it to you. Okay? The big red machine. We're going to talk about everything. And yeah, Jimmy, we're taking phone calls. Just text my number. Okay. Mike, I got your old numbers. Will I be able to get a hold of you that way? Hopefully so. So again, hey, Kendall Hansen's on YouTube. Thank you. Again, I love everybody that's on Facebook, but get your ass over to YouTube. Princess Cruises canceled for 2 months. Hollywood, yeah, wow. You know, actually, my boss was leaving next week for, I guess, Carnival Cruises. So I guess he's not going. I mean, I'm sure he's going to get a refund. No, Ed, that's not true yet. Charles Barkley is feeling under the weather. They're not sure. I just was listening to the sports talk. They're not sure if he will test positive for coronavirus. So they're making sure. Oh my God. Jerry D, make sure that you stay You take care of yourself, brother. Take care of yourself. Okay. Old number, I have a Tampa number. Okay. No old number is okay. Well, get away from me to get a hold of you there, Mike. Okay, who else is here? Logan, Captain, here to fix our with. Thanks. I'm gonna try to do something crazy. Cooters in the house, outstanding. Freddie B and Marcus Allen, that'd be awesome. Again, I get here on somewhat on time, and I have the what do you call it? The eye migraine. It's tired eyes. It's tired eyes. Okay. Chris Lentz, I'm glad you're here. Chris, I was talking with you. I want to make sure. I want to make sure that what Chris was talking about. There's somebody that I don't follow anymore, and it's because they had an issue with me. So I don't want to say anything disparaging, but when they have an issue with me, I don't follow them. So, and I'm just going to leave it at that. So you don't have to unfollow people just because there's an issue with me. Just text your old number, lock it. Okay, there you go. Thanks, Mike. I'm glad. So again, thank you for being here. No sports. I don't have sports on. It's 9:14. Thursdays. What's on TV on Thursdays? Usually TV's a good Thursday. Isn't like young Sheldon in the Capricorn, and no, Wednesday was that was SEAL Team. I think that was last night. So I missed SEAL Team last night, although I've missed SEAL Team all this year. I was just talking on the radio locally. Okay. Oh wow. Got to postpone your honeymoon. Well, you know, okay, it's okay, shipmate. Be healthy. Be healthy. And this is something that, you know, I'm sure there will be people that will stream. Speaking of the person, there are people that will stream old games. We'll keep you caught up. I'm going to do things to do. If I can, hopefully the gentleman I'm supposed to do the show with tomorrow, he was supposed to send me his information to my email. I haven't seen it yet. So just stay healthy. 2020 wildcard football playoffs on the NFL Network. They got to show something. They got to show something. Obviously, Vegas, no draft stuff. I want to thank Ken Thompson and Don Webb for offering up their places. I will be out there for something else. So, Don, thanks again. Tell your wife she can have Olympia and Ponce ready for me at another time. And, yeah. So, Mike, I definitely want you to call in tonight. And if you are here, thank you for being here. Ronnie Wayne, Duclos, thanks for that. And Amanda, thank you for coming over here. Amanda, if you have time, I definitely want to hear from you. In fact, let's do that. Come by my church. When I get over to Vegas, I will definitely do that. The draft is still on. It's just that there's no fans. And Amanda Bustos, otherwise known as Black Widow, love Black Widow, and she's been feeling under the weather too. Hopefully, she's feeling better. It's always good to see her. Remember, get to those 1,000. Get the Raider fans out here. I want to give away. Remember, 700. Freddie Bolitnikoff autograph pick. It doesn't have an authenticity. I'm sorry. It was signed in front of me. There's a couple of them. It's a Freddie B picture. That's for 700. 850. I'm going to give a prize pack out. I can't promise, but I'm probably going to have like car mats in there. So it'll be car mats and other things. Drafting the old building, the old Vegas trip on Fremont. Okay, well, it doesn't matter where. We're all going to be there by watching in. That doesn't really change anything. It's just that Amanda and I were looking forward to being out there. Keep them comments about the attitudes. That's why I left, because I posted it. They hate. Oh! You were the gentleman he was talking about, Chris. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. That was harsh. That was harsh comments by the gentleman in question. So, yeah, no Flyers game. I was getting ready to wear my jersey. Video, so what would have been the 20 NCAA tournament, Joe Lenardi's final bracketology. I didn't even get my bracket yet. Well, they didn't have the things done yet, so we'll never know. Peyton's Place. Well, maybe I'll watch it. I'm not a big Peyton Manning fan. I'm a Gator, so let's get the phone number up. Let's do that. Stand by. And yeah, I got my. I think I got the. And remember, because we are talking about the coronavirus. If you're looking to something to hedge your money, gold is almost, I won't say always, but almost always has been a very good hedge for money. Go to the site, the Carrot Bar site, lock in, buy gold. Buy gold, because the Carrot Bars, let me see if I can get it out here. I don't think I have the, yeah. I have the cards, but not the cards. It's kind of like this. There's cards with it, for money. Carrot Bars. It's a way to hedge for money. Go to Carrot Bars. I do it just as a hedge a bet. Man, as soon as I come on, man, it's the lighting and I'm tired. Oh, okay, so Little Dead Man was you. Okay, or wasn't you. Okay, yeah, I saw that. That was harsh. But that's look, I'm not gonna say anything negative, but that's just the way that person rolls. Crosby and Brown meet and greet. Yep. Yeah, I know you were talking about that, Logan. It'd be nice. I'd like to come out to Vegas for something else. Maybe another event. Keep me included. The pastor, Raider Rev. I know that I'd love to see him again. I'd love to see Logan. I definitely want to see Don Webb. I want to see everybody. Leslie's out there too. There's a couple of ladies out there. Vegas has got a lot of people that I know. Is it official that that's Max Crosby's girlfriend? Did it not come up yet? The Hangouts? Okay, hang on. Let me. I know it's not. Here, let me redo it. Stand by. I apologize. And I was saying this today. Hopefully it'll go through. Let me try it again. Stand by. As I said today, if you want to call in, and if I'm not talking about what you want me to talk about, call in. Damn it! I'm not a effing mind reader. Not a mind reader. Don't know. A little bit, but I'm not trying to get that virus. Yeah, I got you. I'm taking calls now. Line not okay. My line should be open. Hopefully. There we go. That's what probably I also had it on mute. Okay. I know that's Tommy Beer. Tommy, you're gonna have to wait. Vince is on first. Vince, how you doing, brother?
Nothing much, man. A little disappointed, but I understand why everything's going the way it's going right now. I'm supposed to be at March Madness next weekend in Sacramento. That's not happening.
Yeah.
But come on. I think it's a little. It's serious because there are people who are dying out there. I'm not saying, but I think sometimes the media is taking a little bit more, getting people into more of a panic than we probably should be.
Yeah, I know. And here's the thing.
Come on. What is the toilet paper going to do?
They were just saying, when I was on the radio, the guy that followed me on the radio was just saying that he went to the store and they had 3 packs of toilet paper on the shelf. 3 packs. That's it. You know, when you go into a grocery store, there's always a good 50 packs minimum.
Yeah.
3 packs.
Yeah.
So people are being nuts. They're buying up things that they shouldn't buy up. You know, and it's getting ridiculous. It's the thing is that you be sensical and you try to take care. For example, I got a quick example. I got a box today. Okay? I got a box today. Guess where it's from?
Where?
China.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? So I said, hey, take this, clean it off, put it on the ground, clean, disinfectant, clean off the box. And then it's something that I got. It's the light. It's my neon light. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to, when I take it out of the box, I'm gonna have it sprayed down with other stuff because I want to be sure. I want to be sure. And you
got to take precautions still.
Yeah, but I mean,
I take it serious, but at the same time, the media does like to hype things up more than.
Right. I mean, and in our household, there are folks that are, we're not spring chickens in our household. So, and I have medical issues. So we need to make sure that we do things the right way. Be clean. I said put the gloves on, get the Pine Sol out and the bleach and the other things, wipe off the box. When you open up the box, we'll do the same thing for the neon that's in there. I wouldn't have even thought about this, and they're saying that allegedly it can stay on cardboard for 7 days. I don't know when. And now granted, there's tape on it, so there's plastic, which means it can last longer. So when I take it out, I got to get rid of all of the plastic tape, the tape that was on it. It can last longer. And where it was on the kitchen counter, we got to wipe that off because it's from China. And oh, by the way, I got another box from China with the same damn thing because I was stupid enough and ordered it from eBay the one time and then Amazon the other time. So I got another one coming. Maybe that. Well, actually, AJ or Raider Rev, they're saying that the plastics and other thing, it can last on surfaces. I'm not taking any chances. I'm not paranoid, but I want to make sure that we are very clean in that. Again, it's kind of like AIDS, HIV cannot stand outside in the open air. It dies immediately in the open air. But kissing and things like that, because you're transmitting without it breaking into the air, that's you can get AIDS that way as well. Now, granted, it's not likely, but you got to be careful. Got to be careful. Yeah, hand sanitizer. I'm gonna make sure. I'm sorry, Vince. I went off on a tangent, brother. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I mean, because I was actually a little scared for a little while because Seattle's had a string of deaths, and I was up there maybe 2-3 weeks ago for a few days, and so I'm not saying that not to take precautions, not to take it seriously, but I'm just kind of upset that this whole thing is now coming to the point where I got to miss out on sporting events now, or we all do, because of what's going on.
Right.
As I said, I'm understanding because we don't want a player, because of course it all started with Rudy Gobert going down with the coronavirus, and that's when the NBA immediately ceased operations, and then of course we had the NHL and the MLB and MLS and every other conference tournament canceled.
Yeah.
And then that's, of course, we knew it was inevitable the March Madness was going to get canceled.
Yeah. And I tell you, I want to make sure that when you're done, and I'm giving you another 2 minutes because I was babbling for a little bit. And Jerry D is in Westchester, New York, which is the hotbed, no pun intended, of the virus
outbreak
in New York. And Jerry D, I definitely hope to hear from you. I think Tommy was calling, so I saw 304, but I think Tommy is the 304 area code. Jerry D, Jimmy Farrell, not quite. Jimmy, not quite. Give me another 30 seconds.
But you know what, though? You will get to see some sports on my YouTube channel because I will be streaming a lot of MLB The Show and doing a lot of MLB The Show content. So you'll still get your sports somewhere. It's in video game form.
Yeah, but see, I'm not a gamer. I'm just going to watch more TV and movies. And do this.
Hey.
And do this. This is my...
Oh, absolutely.
And I just won't
I'm sure
do it
there's
as
a couple
often.
movies I need to go see.
Yeah. But, so, Vince, I'm sorry that they took your sports away from you. Again, I like hearing from everybody. And we were saying, get the word out. Stacy Bell, I see you're over there on Facebook. Make sure you're calling in later on. I know that Jerry D's going to call in a bit. And
by the way, Jerry, I wish you the best and stay healthy out there, man, because I know you guys are in a hotbed.
Yeah. And please, everybody, just be safe, be clean. And if somebody even sneezes or coughs on you, then not that I don't condone such things, but that you might be able to maybe knock them the fuck out at least once, and then go from there. Not that I said that.
Did you see at my job I am armed with galvanized pipe, so.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not going to really do that to them.
But you do know how to lay some pipe, then, right, there, Vince?
Yes.
Got the rim shot. Hey, thanks for calling in, Vince.
Call cross check.
Any final thoughts?
Yeah, let's hope everybody out there, everybody be safe, take proper precautions, as I mentioned before. Hopefully everything will calm down in the next couple of months and we can get some baseball and maybe start a late version of the NHL and the NBA playoffs.
It's going to happen. The NHL is too close to being what I was listening to Phil Esposito today down here, and he said that they're going to do something, that the NHL is adamant that they're going to have a Stanley Cup champion. It's just that they might go down, they might shorten the series, they might play back-to-backs. It's not going to be as TV friendly as it has been, recently, because they spread them out, the games, and there's a game on every night. But they might do things, but you know what? They will have the playoffs. They might shorten the season to maybe instead of the 13 games, there might be 5, but we'll get it done.
Just start for the playoffs from the standings. I mean, my team's not going to be in it.
Well, yeah. Sorry about that, Vince. I got to go. Jerry's on the line.
Hey, you guys have a good night.
All right, thanks, Vince. Appreciate you calling in. That was Vince Whittle, and we go to the hotbed near patient zero. Patient zero.
Shit.
Go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead, brother.
How's it going there, Cap? You all right, man?
I'm doing okay. I'm worried about you, but you know what? You're in a hell of a lot better shape than I am. You have the physique of a 20-year-old, so you probably just say shoo, fuck you, coronavirus, and just get away from me.
I hope so. I'm not going there. I go to the store to get what I got to get. I come the fuck back home. But now after today, I think I'm just gonna have call up have ShopRite deliver all the fucking food. I don't even want to go there.
Well, just stay. I mean, and because it was the one doctor that was on the train that brought it up to Westchester. What are you doing in all Jewish neighborhood, brother?
Oh, me? No, I'm up in Yorktown.
Oh, okay. So,
I'm up further, but it's still, it's close by.
Yeah. Tommy, Jerry just started to call in, so he's on his timer. Go ahead, Jerry.
Tommy, I'll be off in a minute. Yeah, it's bad. No, people are panicking. Yeah, and every right to that. Somebody in their 70s and then up there that's not in decent shape. You get this shit, you're going.
Yeah.
It attacks the lungs. It does.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
when I had the flu earlier and I was doing all the coughing, I could actually feel the water buildup in my lungs. And I just had the case that from out in California, earlier this year, and I felt like, not that I was drowning, but you can actually feel the water that was in your lungs, and there's nothing you can do to get rid of it with the pneumonia and stuff. It's bad.
You know what pissed me off the other night when they closed down that NBA game and you seen that guy touch all the microphones?
Oh,
I think he was the asshole that had the fucking virus.
Yeah, it was. Rudy Gobert was the one that touched. Now, in his defense, A, he didn't know that he had the virus at the time, and B, he was just being a smartass. Okay? So it looks worse than what it is. He actually did go out and apologized for, because it looked awful. What it looks like is awful. He was trying to make a smartass point of the coronavirus, and then he himself had it. So don't always, and I need to do this myself. I can't be a smartass all the time, because sometimes the optics change within a day, and something of you being, like funny, haha, come back and bite you in the ass as what a nasty, stupid schmuck he is. And he did apologize, though.
Oh, I wanted to kick his fucking ass. It really just annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah. But
I was at the store today. I was waiting for somebody to sneeze a fucking cough. I would have knocked their fucking head right off. It wouldn't have taken, at this point, it's not going to take much, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, now, I said, you're okay, the missus is okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Okay, well, obviously keep up. Now, here's the thing, and not that I would call you a chronic gambler, because you're not a chronic gambler, but you are a gentleman that does make money playing the odds.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Absolutely.
What are you going to do in the stead? I mean, how much is this a hit to your extra money?
As far as the business goes, yeah, it's a hit. It's definitely a hit. But you know what? We'll just ride it out, and we'll make it up when it comes back. It's
True.
not hard.
You can't beat the house. You can't beat Jerry D, because Jerry D will win. That's why if I ever do lay a bet, and I came close that one time. I think it was the Cowboys Giants game, or no, Cowboys Jets. I was this close. I was this close to laying a bet, and I couldn't get in at the time. And I don't bet. You know that. Everybody knows that. And I would have lost bad that game. So, such is life.
It happens. But that's it. Everything's going to be okay. You know what's annoying too? Now, I don't know if this is true or not. This is what I hear. With Trump, when he backed off on this virus, where he thought it was a Democratic hoax, that not for the withholding funding for this thing.
Okay.
I don't know if that was true or not. If it's true, he's a real fucking asshole.
I think that was again, and I try not. I try not to bring politics into the equation.
I'm just talking about this one incident.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and I heard about that. Here's the thing, like I was saying with Gobert, him trying to be, it was one thing one day, and then when you look at it over time, it looks worse than it is. I heard the same thing, and it's one of those things where you got to remember, and I'm an old analytical guy. First reports are always wrong. It's true. First reports are always wrong. Whatever they tell you as a first report, it's always wrong. So you need to look at the first report and then see what the follow-ups are, and then get the lay of the land, and then figure out what you're going to do. Because remember, they had the reports. This has been building up since Monday. It's been building up since Monday, and it hit the fan last night right here on the show. Yeah. Right here on the show, okay? And Don said it wasn't true. So there you go. It's one of those things where obviously the press is and I tell you what. it's one of those things where, my God, I just don't want to listen anymore. Whenever, and I'm equal opportunity when Bernie's on, when our president's on, in a political sense, when Uncle Snoozy Joe is on, I turn it off. Especially when Hillary is on. If it's somebody that I don't want to listen to, I turn it off because I don't want to be inundated with super left or super right. I don't want no part of it. I don't want no part of it. And I just said that, hey, the United States will make a decision later. And here's the thing. This virus might be something that will literally affect the vote depending upon what happens and how long it sustains through the summer. Although they say that the hotter weather is bad for it, so maybe it might go by the end of the summer. But who's to say that maybe there might be a mutation that can hang out and be better at the end of the year?
Yeah, definitely. But correct.
Hey, Jerry, I'm going to go, but thanks for calling in, brother. You take care of yourself.
All right, Cap. Keep in touch.
I will. We say goodbye to Jerry D, and I think this is Tommy Beard. Is this Tommy Beard? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, it is Tommy Beard. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. My phone's going to be short and sweet.
Okay, now wait a second before you start. Folks,
hey, he'll be cussing. Calm down.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'm done.
For those
Forbid all the sensitive people out there not to be able to handle and act like real adults, but whatever.
I've dropped the view tonight, so I'm not trying to do any more. I just wanted people that are unaware that Tommy's on. So if you don't like him, just come back in a little bit. If you do like him, be entertained because Tommy's entertaining. Go, Tommy. You're on, brother.
I don't know where you got the reports at, the NFL Network or the NFL Draft No Fans, and I can send you the tweet.
Okay.
Where Ian Rappaport has said there has been no decision yet.
Oh, okay.
That everything is still as going.
Okay.
Ian Rappaport was on the NFL Network today. I can tweet it to you because I've seen it on Twitter.
I think
I follow you. I'm not sure if you follow me or not. But as right now, the NFL draft, everything is as going. Now, they are in discussion on what they could do. They're pretty much waiting to see what happens.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that because I don't want to give out bad gouge, and I appreciate you. Again, I want the good information out there, so I appreciate you, checking me. Because again, if I'm saying something wrong, please check me.
And for last night, to Don Webb, I'm not a Michigan State fan. I'm a diehard University of Miami fan. Miami plays Michigan State. Hotel is booked for East Lansing. And for your whole Ohio State, fuck Ohio State. And yes, and I'm still pissed off at 03, that national championship that they took from us.
That's acceptable because Raider fans are pissed off at the Tuck rule, and that just doesn't die.
And you know what sucks, Captain? That shit's all in the same year.
Yeah, it was too. Yeah,
I got screwed.
Yeah,
but I've got to figure out what to do for work because we've been told not to show up.
And Tommy, if I might ask, what do you do?
I work in a group home.
Oh, okay.
We were called, the ones that weren't working were told not to come in because one of the clients has symptoms and they're waiting for a test to come back. So the people that are there working are pretty much stuck there until they know further notice.
Okay. Well, hopefully it'll just be a regular flu vice the coronavirus. Hopefully so.
I'm hoping because I can't afford losing work.
Yeah.
I mean, we were asked, we don't even know if we're still getting paid or if it's, hey, sorry, you're not working, we can't pay you.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it's not just sports, it's the regular people that, that most of us, the regular Joes and Schmoes and Joes and Joannes, that they can't afford to take 2 weeks off, if not longer, to kick this stuff, you know. And like Jerry was saying, you know, Jerry, this is no joke, man. This is some bad juju.
I'm still shocked that the USC events have not been canceled. At least so far, I still have that Saturday. At least I still have the fight night, USC fight night on Saturday night.
Is that this Saturday coming up?
Yes, there is a fight Saturday night.
Okay.
So we'll see what Dana does. I'm shocked that USC and Bellator has not been canceled.
Well, you know, just beware. I even kind of alluded to last night. I said, hopefully I'm going to the Flyers game tonight, but there was just that as soon, and you were on with me last night. I
told you, right. I said this is just the tip of it.
Right.
Everything is going to be. Now I'm disappointed in the NCAA took so long. They literally hands were forced. Mm-hmm. When the Big Ten started it, where they canceled all sporting events, said that their teams would not travel, and then the ACC followed suit.
Right, and the Big East was last. Was the full game played, or did they cut it off at?
It was at half. Well, the tournament.
Well, yeah,
I'm talking all sports.
Right, I know the tournament was dropped. That I know, but the Big East had one.
That was at halftime. The first game was at halftime.
Okay, and then they canceled.
And then they decided to cancel.
That's stupid.
I think she got pressure. Into that because all these other conferences were canceling.
Okay. Now you said she.
That's my opinion. I think she got pressured into it.
Who's the she you're talking about, Tommy?
The commissioner
of the Big East.
Yes.
Who is the commissioner of the Big East?
I can't remember her name. I know it's a woman.
Okay.
I can't remember. I know it's a woman.
Okay.
But I think she got pressured because after that happened, then that's when the Big Ten canceled all sports, said they're done. And then that's when the ACC followed suit. Because I got a tweet from the University of Miami saying that all spring events have been canceled.
Right.
No baseball, no softball, well, they don't even got a softball, but track and field or anything.
Yeah, I mean, this is depending upon, and I cited the Spanish flu last night. I also cited it when I was talking on the radio earlier. Guys and gals, look at history with the Spanish flu, which was a worldwide pandemic. Millions were killed. It was like the biggest loss of life of not due to war since I believe the bubonic plague. So, you know, check it out, man. I mean, I want to make sure.
Well, they had a doctor on the local news here.
Uh-huh.
And said, everybody thinks this is just going to be here and there. He goes, no. He goes, we could be fighting this for at least 2 years.
Yeah, and
because you're not going to be able to come up with a vaccine that fast. It's going to take at least 20 months to come up with a vaccine. He goes, and yes, in the summertime, it could slow down.
Mm-hmm.
But he says in the fall, in the winter, it's going to flame right back up. And it could come back harder.
Right. Well, the other thing is, remember that we're in winter, but Australia is in summer, and Tom Hanks is in Australia, and he's got it. So
right. Him and his wife.
Yeah, him and his wife, Rita Wilson. So, I mean, hopefully it'll literally flame out. But, you know, with the mutations that you know, when you try to combat something and then it mutates and then you're back to square one and it's harder to get rid of because of the mutation that it wants to survive. Yeah, like you said, it could be, you know, a year and a half, depending upon, you know, how the solvency. I want to make sure, you know, I got, you know, at the end of the month, I'm turning the double nickel. And I'd like to make sure that I'm around for my Derek Burgess birthday next year. See how many people get that. 56. See, Derek Burgess. So here it is.
I don't know. I'm just glad right now where I'm at, there's been no cases.
Yeah. Well,
but Virginia's got cases. Maryland, parts of Virginia has closed school. Ohio has closed school. Kentucky has closed school, and Maryland has closed schools.
Well, hey, Tommy, I'm gonna let Jared go up next. Thanks again. You take care, brother.
You too.
All right, that was Tommy Beard. We go to Jared Ed Winchell. Actually, Jared, I'm gonna let Ed Winchell on because I haven't heard from him. But Jared, call back in a little bit. Ed Winchell, I actually bumped Jared for you. Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, good.
How you doing?
I'm good. Jared, I apologize. The reason why I did that was the last time Ed was on, tried to get on for 4 times, and he had a like a phone issue where it was latent and it was like ringing a couple minutes late. Jared, I know you're going to call in. So, okay, let me get the don't put the knockouts here. We don't want knockouts right now. We want to listen to Ed Winchell. Ed Winchell, you're on, brother, and Jared, you can be up next when Ed's done. Jared, you're gonna have to give Ed Winchell his time. Go ahead, Ed.
I won't be long, Jared. Caesar's Palace put out a press release about 1:00 this afternoon in Vegas, saying that the draft will only be a no-fan event.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
I read.
Tommy doesn't know what he's talking about. I told him to Google before he calls in. Might help him. You know, it's not going to have any fans there. It would be irresponsible if they did. But anyways, I just wanted to let everybody know what's happening.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I thought. Because, again, I even put on my Facebook last night, I thanked Don Webb for his hospitality, that he was going to host me. Ken Thompson was the radio guy that was going to host me. I was actually going to try to go to both places to spread the love, shall we say, and not be that much of a nuisance and spread it around. But I wanted to thank both for that. Apologies, let me wipe my eyes because they're hurting. But yeah, I was under the impression that it's no fans. They're doing the draft. It's just going to be like it used to be years and years and years ago when it was just a small hotel room in New York and the results would be put out in the paper.
Yeah. Logan has mentioned it. Don mentioned it. The people in the know what we're reading. And you said you saw it. Anyways, I just don't like people saying stuff that's flagrantly wrong. But anyways, I can get by that. Well, I think that it's time that we all just figure out something to do for the next 2 or 3 months. I don't know what, but sports sure isn't going to be it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's a thought. Go spend more quality time with your family. And or for those of us that don't really have the quality time, go to the movies, go to the parks, go do things. Hollywood says he's going to be there. So good on you, Hollywood. I'm glad you're going to enjoy yourself. I mean, no, and I'm not saying that facetiously. Be safe and enjoy yourself. I just said I'm not going out there, even though it's only costing me airfare, and airfares are dropping as we go. It's one of those things where I'm not going to subject myself to a possibility when I already have plans that I can't break, which is I will be in San Diego in May, and I can't get out of those. So I'm going to do one trip, which will be in May, to San Diego. That I can't get out of. I can't drop the airfare. I can't drop the hotel room because we got family we got to visit out there. So there it is. And I'm hoping that maybe I can do some events later, but I'm not going to go to any of these events that are large crowds because I am a health risk, and I want to try to play it as safe as I can.
Have you heard anything, or is it just your gut feeling that the Raiders are going to trade down on their second pick?
It's just a gut feeling. It might not even be the second pick. It might be, depending upon who's on the board, okay?
Right.
Depending upon who's on the board, if they think that maybe somebody's still on the board when 12 is there. If they think that that person might be there at 19, then maybe they would trade their 12 to still keep it in the first round so that they have a 19, a lower round in the 20s. Okay, yeah, thanks, Tommy. I saw that. And again, here's the thing. For those that are on, I think it's Twitter, it's West Virginia Raiders Nation for Life. That's our boy Tommy Beard. Check out Tommy's tweet which is the anti-ed about what Ian Rappaport says. So it's multiple sources. Somebody might not be quite right. And again, I'm not playing favorites between. I want to hear everything that's going. What was I babbling about before I went off tangent?
About the pick.
Oh, the picks. Yeah,
up or down.
Right. If the Raiders think that they can get the person at 12, depending upon who's gone, because but people that they really want, maybe they're gone at 12. Maybe they really wanted Simmons and he's gone. Maybe they really wanted Kinlaw and he's gone. Maybe they wanted Akuda and he's gone. Okay, maybe they would be stupid enough to try to get Tagovailoa and he's gone. And oh, by the way, as long as Brady's not a Raider, and I like Tui, but I don't want him. I don't want Tui as my quarterback, no matter what, because he's been injured too often. And I'd like to see what we can pick up in free agency. And no, I'm not espousing getting rid of Derek Carr. I want to see Derek Carr have some competition. Anyway. Maybe the guy that they're looking at 12 is gone, okay? But maybe somebody else that they think might be there at 19. So maybe they trade their 12 to maybe pick 25. And I don't know who's at 25. I'm just using the number arbitrarily. So that they still keep 2 first-round picks. Or maybe they get a really high second, like maybe the 34th pick, which is right outside of the first round. A 34th pick, and maybe somebody else, like maybe the Dolphins, who have a shit ton of picks, maybe they get a couple of those second rounders, and maybe it's a couple second rounders, so they really have like what amounts to a first round pick and another high second, low first, and then they have another picks. It all depends upon who they want and what's available. I just personally think that the way Mayock is. And with Mayock talking to John's like, can't remember that cartoon character. It was like, you give me, he's like, like he's on a bunch of coffee and drugs at the same time. Yeah. He's like shaking. He wants everything, not that John's on drugs. I'm kidding, guys. What I'm saying is that if Mayock can calm Gruden down and say, hey, this is who I project. And you're not always right when you project, but if you can say, I'm pretty sure we can get these 3 guys with the picks, you go for it. I'm just saying that I think that's what I would do.
Makes sense. Do you really feel that the Raiders will draft a veteran or will go after a veteran this year?
You mean at quarterback?
Yeah, quarterback.
I think that if you read the reports that Gruden likes Tannehill and Gruden likes Mariota. I haven't seen him linked to Jameis Winston yet, and God, I hope it doesn't happen. I live in Tampa. I would just do not want that to happen. But if you see what hey, Frank Rizzo's on. There you go. Frank, we were just talking about that. I think that and there's a guy on the Eagles that was he's either I think he's a free agent that Mayock loved and Gruden loved, and he's like a free agent this year. He was like their second stringer before when they had or actually it was a third stringer. They had Wentz and Foles and this guy, and Mayock loved him and Gruden liked him a lot. I can't remember the kid's name, but he used to be on the Eagles. He's a free agent. Don't be surprised if they don't get that guy. Okay? So, there's a lot of things going on where Carr's not necessarily going to be tossed aside. I'd like to see Mariota in here or Tannehill in here, not on a super big contract, but on a prove-it deal, and then let them fight it out. Am I smoking something to say it might be able to happen? Maybe. But I want to make sure that there's competition at the quarterback position, and I firmly believe that there's going to be a draftee, a older, not quite a rookie, but an older vet and Carr in there that's going to be vying for this job. That's just my opinion.
You know, it makes a lot of sense. Now, if everybody's wide open, let's say we have our board wide open, who do you think, as Frank is asking, who would you pick with our first pick in the draft with number 12? If everything's open.
If all things being equal, I want a defensive guy, and I would like either Simmons or Kinlaw if they're available.
What about Queen? What about Patrick Queen?
Well, Queen I like too, but I think Queen might be there at 19.
Okay. That makes sense. You're right. You're always right.
No, I'm not always right. No. And that did not say.
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense. I think as Don Webb and I have talked, we've even gone as far as say pick 2 defensive people in the first round, but I don't think that'll happen. But it sure makes sense.
Yeah, and Matt Marinovich just had a really good thought. You know, the wide receiver, Chase Claypool, have you seen what he was doing on his videos? Oh, my God, he was knocking everybody out. Hey, Ed, I'm going to go out. Jimmy Farrell's on. Thanks for calling in, brother.
Okay, buddy. Take care.
Thank you. That was Ed Winchell, and we go to Jimmy Farrell. Stand by, Jimmy. I want to make sure, okay, Jimmy is on. I want to make sure that I turn the phone numbers off so Jimmy doesn't get knocked out. Okay. We got that. Hey, Jared, make sure you call back, and definitely want to hear from you. Jimmy Farrell, how you doing, brother?
My bursitis is killing me.
Your what's killing you?
My bursitis.
Oh.
I got bursitis now.
Okay, well.
I came back to work 2 weeks ago, and now I got bursitis.
I refresh me what bursitis is again. I know it's like a muscle thing.
Yeah, it's inflammation of the it's on my hip. It's where the joint is. It's like it's got a protective on the bone, for the muscle, and now it's inflamed. That's how you get the pain there.
Well, maybe that's what I got too, because I got it right on the hip. I have the sciatica pain. Maybe I have bursitis on the hip instead of the sciatica. So thanks for enlightening me on that.
Does the pain go down your leg?
Yes.
Then you got sciatic.
Yeah. Okay.
Because bursitis is like just one area.
Okay. Yeah, I have pain in the knees, and then when I compensate, I have the pain in the left knee, which goes down, and then it goes all the way from the knee up to the left hip. And then I actually have pain on the right knee before compensating with the pain that I have on the left. So I'm AFU. And
have you tried acupuncture?
Well, no, I haven't tried acupuncture, but I do have an appointment to get 2 shots, not in the ass, because I've been in the Philippines quite a few times. I'm going to get 2 shots right at the base of the spine. A couple years ago, I had it, and people were watching me walk around without a cane. And it lasts for that time it lasted for about 9 months. And then last year, people were seeing me with the cane because it came back, and I didn't have time to go to the doc and do this. So I will be getting 2 shots, at least 1, probably 2 shots to get it out.
Try acupuncture. It works for me.
Okay.
Because if I'm taking anti-inflammatory, that doesn't work. I called my guy, but he retired, so I have to find another one. But, every time I get paid, he fixes it. So it does work. It's out of pocket, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a couple of visits. Doesn't take 1 visit. Takes a few.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hopefully, like I said, that part of to be honest, and I say this with all love, that's the least of your worries, man. You're coming back from you kicking the big C. So I'm glad that that's going on. So yeah, you continue to roll, and we're thinking
could
good
be worse,
Yeah, it could.
The coronavirus, on coronavirus. I kicked cancer's ass. What else could happen to me?
There you go.
If I could kick that, I'd kick anything.
There you go.
So now listen about the NFL draft. You're not gonna they said that the fans are gonna are not allowed to come. You know the fans are gonna come anyway. I mean,
well, actually,
what are you gonna do if they get a place at the Bellagio? You gonna tell them, oh, you can't come to the Bellagio?
Well, here's the thing, though. They had the events that were scheduled. Okay, it's going to be toned down, and there's going to be security around the event. And even what they might do is they might change the venue. So instead of it being at the Bellagio where they would have, and again, I'm just as conjecture. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying conjecture-wise, they might change the venue. They might go somewhere where it's on the inside, and they go from there, okay? There are people that are out there. Don Webb's out there. Logan Moore's out there. We're going to have good information for the people that are out in Vegas, and they're going to let us know. And obviously the sports reporters are going to let us know. There's going to be a way to keep people out of the venues.
Right. I remember those days when there was no TV coverage.
Yeah.
And if there's a documentary on that, and it's like a small little room, and there's like maybe 30, 40 people in the room. Fans are watching upstairs.
Yeah.
Watching the draft. That's the way it used to be.
Right. And then it got all big production. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being in Tennessee last year. I was looking forward to going to Vegas this year. Now, here's the thing. They have not, I think it was, they got the draft, I think for next year they got it planned for 2021. I think that they
should bring it back to Vegas.
Right. I think that what they might end up doing is they might go 2022 in Vegas. This is just a guess. This is just
and have it at the stadium.
Yeah, we'll see. And by then they can have it at the stadium.
And speaking of the stadium, if this goes on close to preseason, maybe that's a blessing in disguise. Because the stadium has to be done in 4 months. Maybe by pushing the preseason and the season, that gives us more time to get the stadium done.
True. Yeah. Yeah, and oh, by the way, I'm glad Matt Marinovich called. Or commented. I made a comment about this on the video I had. People were bitching about me not talking Raiders. I said, well, nobody was talking Raiders. We were talking other things. And we've spoken about the Raiders draft and who we might do. I would like to see that kid Claypool maybe be, because there's so many wide receivers there. And again, like you said, the fact is that the Raiders are going to get some good people. They're probably going to get more than what the draft allows, because I really honestly totally think they're going to trade back and acquire picks. I really think they are. And then they're going to go through the free agent class. It's not always who you think they're going to get, but that Mayock's crew, his crew now, his scouts, these are his guys. They're not Reggie's guys. These are his guys, and they're going to work with him. And if they have the same keen eye that Mayock has, this is going to be a great draft part 2.
And if Kinlaw's there, get him at the first pick.
Yeah.
Get a linebacker in the second pick. Trade 2 of your third rounds to get a second round pick. That's what I would do.
If somebody wants 2 3s for a 2, you gotta have that's it. You still gotta have a trade partner. Maybe so.
Yeah. And you got to be really pissed off that your Flies are playing so well.
Yeah.
And this had to happen.
Yeah, but you know what? They were scared of me, and that's why they did the game. Hey, Jared's on the other line there, Jimmy. Thanks for calling in.
Okay, take care.
All right, that was Jimmy Farrell. We go from Jimmy. We get the Pittsburgh report from Jared. Hey, Jared, thank you for being accommodating with Ed. I appreciate that, and Ed appreciates that. I wanted to make sure that Ed got on tonight because, like I said, four times last time I couldn't get him on.
No problem. It's okay with him and Jimmy. I can let them go first. They deserve it more than I do.
No. It's not about deserving. I try to make sure everybody gets on, and I knew that you are accommodating, and I thank you for it.
You're welcome. It has been a crazy day, to say the least, with everything that's going on. I mean, you got the XFL, you got the PGA, you got the NCAA tournament, you got hockey, you got soccer, you got Major League Baseball, all just turned upside down, literally, with this whole thing compared to what we were last night at this time, how when the NBA was canceling a couple of the games, and we thought it was just a minor thing, and look how 24 little hours later, how everything goes completely haywire, to say the least, however.
Yeah, I mean, you were on last night when the shit hit the fan here. And,
yeah,
you know, we had like 4 callers and then nothing. No calls. And that's why I cut the show, because we didn't have any callers after a while. And it's like, you know, I mean, I know that normally people are looking for me on Thursdays, but the folks that were here, and get the word out, man. Like I said, I love my regulars, but like Mike Serra says, we need new callers as well.
Yes, we do, and I think we're going to start getting those soon. And I've been reading today, however, I mean, with this event coming to Tampa, I'm flying down to Tampa for this trip. They said today, I guess they're going to decide in the next week what's going to happen, because tomorrow night, I guess the Friday show that they normally do was supposed to be in Detroit. It's now going to be in Orlando at their performance center. There is no one going to be allowed in the building whatsoever. They're telling fans to stay away from the building, however, and not to show up tomorrow night. Sunday night, they were supposed to have a house show in Youngstown, however, not far from here, only a couple hours away. Now that's been canceled. They haven't said if they're going to cancel Monday's TV show, how that's supposed to be here in Pittsburgh. I would not be surprised by tomorrow, Saturday, they say, okay, that's all but done. However, that's not going to happen. So, I mean, I don't know why they're just saying right now, why not just cancel the event this year in Tampa and just do it somewhere else? But I did hear someone say, when one friend told me, however, that I guess Vince has been offered $75 million, however, to do a 2-day show, however, in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh. First off, why would you go to Saudi Arabia again, I mean, to do one of your bigger shows of the year, and you're taking a big risk going over there and coming back? Just cancel it for a year and basically just try to do it next year when you're going out to L.A.
Well, it all depends upon if Vince wants the bank. And here's the other thing. He wouldn't have to cancel it. He would still be able to do the event, collect the $75 million or $750 million, whatever the hell it is, still have the event and still televise it, and then this way he doesn't lose out on the money that he would make there, plus make bank off of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in bed with the Saudis for a while. I mean, he's doing 2 shows a year now as far as pay-per-views go, and this would be a 3rd. But I'm thinking you're taking a big risk just going over there with what's happening, however, and coming back. Because last year when they were in Saudi Arabia, they had a tough time getting back home from the Saudi show, however. One of those Saudi shows, I think it was in October, and they had to fly from Saudi Arabia to Buffalo for a show the next night. And they had to call some of their developmental guys from Florida, and they had to fly up that day from Florida to Buffalo. They were basically winging it, however, and they weren't sure they were going to cancel the show that night in Buffalo. It's the same sort of circumstance here in a way, you know? I mean, they haven't said how many events are going to be canceled or anything like that, however, or how many, like I said, they're supposed to make a decision by next Thursday, if not sooner, about what they're going to do. Now, if they do go on with the show, they said they will have the show at Raymond James, but now I'm hearing the other shows that are going to be having, like the Hall of Fame, their Friday night show, their Saturday night minor league developmental show of NXT TakeOver, and then the Monday night show, Raw, could be off the table, and they'll just do Mania. If that's the case, then just cancel all of them, including the Hall of Fame, and just say you're doing Mania. But at the same time, you're still looking at that possibility, and like I said, I don't know if they're going to go on with it. But right now, they've got to make a decision. I mean, they're 3 weeks away, or less than 3 weeks away and counting now. They've got to make a decision.
Yeah, and I might. This is going to sound sacrilege. And I know that there's a lot of big wrestle guys out there. I don't watch it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong about that. It's just that remember, it's a sporting entertainment event.
Yeah.
It's scripted. Now, it's scripted on the fly. You don't really know, and I was told that, you don't really know until there's a certain call sign that somebody gets the call sign and then say, okay, you do your signature move. You're going to win this time because that's what it was called. So, but it's scripted where both of the people basically have to play possum and do all the good moves and know that the referee is going to pop them up on 2 instead of 3, all of that. I mean, it is entertaining. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
I just never found it that entertaining. Even when back in the way days when you had Dusty Rhodes, man, Dusty Rhodes was like the a god down here in Florida.
Oh yeah, with the Grams in the Florida Territory Florida Championship Wrestling was where it was at. I mean, you went to the Smoky Armory Warriors in Lauderdale and Tampa and Miami and Orlando and Jacksonville. The thing is, though, you're right. It's predetermined, yeah. But sometimes some of the injuries they take are a little real. I mean, like you tear your tricep muscle like that, and the travel gets to you too. I mean, you're on the road 350 days a year, and that is one thing they have got to really start looking about. Maybe cutting back on much for years. They've never done that because they're so determined to go out there 340, 350 days out of the year.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I give the guys their props. Remember, now they got Gronk is going to be involved with this. Again, it's a show. It's a show. But,
exactly.
I mean, it's just, I never really got it. But I have watched some things, and it is entertaining. It's just that I miss a lot of the backstory because, remember, there'll be, like, things that lead up to it for, like, weeks and months in advance, and you don't know that he used to go out with this guy's wife or ex-girlfriend, and they broke up, and, the whole... So I miss the story, so I don't get half of the entertainment because I'm not keeping up on it like a soap opera.
Right, I understand it, but it is a soap opera, no doubt, but there is one documentary on TV that you would want to watch, Harry, because it shows, like, the dark underbelly side of it, and it's on Viceland. I think I mentioned to you before, it's called Dark Side of the Ring, and it's been on Viceland for the last year or so. They're going to start with their new season in a couple weeks. And when they begin their new season in 2 weeks, they're going to talk about one of the wrestlers who actually, if you remember, Chris Benoit murdered himself, his wife, and his son. It's going to be a 2-hour documentary. It's going to be very graphic, to say the least. But some of these things they've shown in the past, like the other superstars, like what happened with Randy Savage, what happened with Gino Hernandez, what happened with LeVon Eriks, Owen Hart. I mean, they're going to start showing the real, like, just say, dark side, and let's just say non-entertainment side of the ring,
right?
Sort of like the very just sad and tragic parts of the squared circle.
Well, remember, if you look at what it is, you have steroid use and all the bad things that go with it, and things that resemble CTE. So you put all of those things together, you're going to have the bad and dark sides. Hey, Jared, I'm going to go back to Doc. Thanks for calling back, brother.
No problem. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. That was Jared. Always good hearing from Jared. Let's go talk with our boy, Doc. How you doing there, Doc? What's going on, brother?
Hey, doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm not doing too bad. It's always good hearing from you. I want to make sure that I get my graphics squared away. There we go. How you doing, man? It's been a while, man. How's Misery treating you? Or no, I'm sorry. No, that's right. You're in Virginia. You're in Virginia. It's the other guy that's in Misery. And actually, there's two of them. Because G Mike is in Misery, and then, of course, Mike Sarah's in Misery. You're just in Misery in Virginia.
Yeah, pretty much. But I got a question for you about the Raiders here real quick.
Hey, Raider talk. I like that. Good.
We already cut to here Whitehead for some cap space.
Yeah.
And now there's rumors that we might be doing Gabe Jackson to save another $9 million. Do you think we'll find a trade partner, or do you think maybe we'll just go after trading for picks, or do you think we'll just end up having to just all out just cutting?
I do think that there is a market for Gabe Jackson, and I was reading some reports that there's at least 2 or 3 teams that were interested in Jackson, and it doesn't matter whether I think it's going to be cut him for cap space and grab picks. Is what I saw. Now, again, I might not have the full story on that, but there were trade partners. People want Gabe, and I really think, though, that, if Gabe would take a pay cut, I would like to keep him here. But the thing is that Good has played better than Good. He's played well, and he doesn't cost as much. So if you get
he signed for $2 million if I remember right,
and that's a savings of $8 million. I can actually do math, So 10 minus 2 is 8. So if you can save $8 million, grab picks, and have somebody that played, if not just as well or good, pun intended, and you get the extra picks and you lose some cap space and you can get somebody else, that's a win-win-win. And I like Gabe Jackson, but he was playing injured last year, and I give him props for at least going through and playing through the pain, just like I give props to Terrell Williams for playing with the plantar fasciitis and all the issues that he had last year. And I didn't get a chance to see the interview, but I heard like the excerpts of the interview where they called him out. They said that Ty Williams was the most overrated, overpaid Raider, and he took ownership. He said, "Yeah, I didn't play like up to my money last year, but I'm going to come back and play a lot better." So props to Ty Williams. Love Gabe Jackson, but if you can get more picks and trim $8 million off your cap, why not?
Yeah, I also heard rumors that we may be cutting with Zay Jones too, but I don't know if that's happened yet or if it's going to happen. But I've heard I heard some talk about that too.
Well, I thought Zay Jones was a free agent.
Well, we're not. Well, it could be. I just don't think we're going to resign. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that's Come on, rumors are rumors right now. That's part of the fun of this time of year. Legal tampering starts next Monday, and with that said, what wide receiver veterans do you think we'll go after?
Wow,
so I think we'll go after a veteran as well as pick one, maybe a Ruggs or maybe even T. Higgins or Jerry Jeudy in the draft.
I really don't think we're going to pick a receiver in the first round. I really don't. This draft is so full of talented receivers that you can pick up in the second and third round. That why waste a bunch? I mean, yeah, I know that there is you have your champagne level guys, and then you have like maybe your not quite champagne levels, but it's all about what the wide receiver brings to the equation. And if you could pick up somebody like Claypool or the kid from was it Utah State, whose name who has a really funny name, Laveska Chanel, I think was his name. If you could pick up these guys in the second round, now granted this would be getting a trade to get into the second round to pick them. I would do that and keep your capital for what you need, which on this team it has been stated we need defense. And there's going to be a lot of good receivers out there in the second and third round. Hell, you could pick up, granted, I wouldn't recommend it, but you could pick up 2 good receivers in the third round. We got 3 third-round picks, and we might have more depending upon how much you trade back. So we'll see.
Well, there's several receivers that would easily be in the third round that we could get. They're actually pretty good hands.
Right.
Dubois, if you remember him when he played against your team, you saw that pass in the end zone. He's got like vice grips for hands.
Yeah.
He gets it. You're not going to knock that out of his hands.
That was the kid that went up high and got it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got like vice grip hands. He's got great hands. He's got good height, good speed, and runs good routes. Is he that champagne you're talking about? No. But he's a good banquet beer.
Yeah. He's definitely not Pabst Blue Ribbon. But you know what? He's at least a high end. I would say, I don't know. Give me a good beer, Doc. I don't drink enough of them. Give me a really good beer.
Well, I wouldn't say Blue Moon because I don't like Blue Moon, but some people would like that.
I tell you what.
Maybe a Shock Top.
There you go. Yeah, let's go Shock Top. Let's or a Yingling, a good Yingling lager. There you go. I'm gonna roll with my mom's town.
There you go. But yeah, that's just my thing. I'm just looking at the free agency market, and I know there's been a lot of rumors. Just looking at some linebackers. I've one from the Rams, a couple from the Falcons, and I really think that we may pick up a veteran to go along with Compton and a young guy we draft.
Yeah. I
think it's going to be a combination of what we can get in free agency, and that will complement what we get in the draft that's going to help us this year. I think it has to be a combination of both, and I kind of trust Mayock. He seems like he's a pretty good eye for talent.
Yeah, and like I said, I like if you guys remember, Mayock would get all of these guys. Okay, now granted, nobody's 100%. Nobody's 100%. But Mayock would outshine both Helmet Head and the other guy that fights with him all the time. It's Helmet Head I can't remember the two that fight all the time, and then Mayock would outpick them, and we have him as our GM, man, and I just love that fact. And no, I don't like Bud or Dos Equis. Heineken's okay. Give me a good European beer in Europe. I like the European beers in Europe because they're not as carbonated. They actually taste good. There you go.
Well, a good Samuel Adams ain't bad either.
Yeah, Sam ain't too bad.
No, it ain't the rock gut. So
yeah, like I said, it ain't red, white, and blue. It ain't Schmitz.
Hey, I'm old school. I'm old school. Back in the day, I remember when drinking age was 18. That's date me, but
I got you.
I remember going to the old A&P store, buying a white can, and in black letters it said BEER.
Beer.
And that stuff was like 89 cents a 6-pack.
Oh man, you're starting now. See,
generics.
You know what? I got you though. I don't really like the taste of beer. I mean, give me a good beer and I might have some. As the young, the 16, 17, 18 I actually got the chance to drink at 19 based upon the way that Florida was doing its laws back then. But I liked what was it? The oh my God, it's the like the stuff that's the wine cooler, but it's really not. The really sweet. Boone's Farm. And the other one.
Oh, Strawberry Hill.
Yeah.
Strawberry Hill.
Yeah. Boone's.
That's Dayton wine right there.
There you go. I mean, because it tasted sweet and it tasted good. I'd much rather have a Boone's Farm or the other, or, even, I'll tell you what, and I'm showing it, you get a good Manischewitz or Mogan David, man, and that shit will run through you, man, really good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I tell you right now, am I disappointed that the NCAA tournament is off? Am I disappointed that things off? But it makes sense as a medical background person. It's not necessarily the athletes. They'll heal. They're young. They're healthy. It ain't some of the young people at the stadiums. But when they become carriers and take it out to their workspaces, take it out in the community to the grocery stores, and you get all those people exposed together, then you get to the people who are trying to be smart and not go to these events. So by cutting the events down, they are trying to save the public. I know it's a harsh statement to do, and it hurts, because we all know deep down Virginia was going to repeat.
Were they
even strong at the end? We had an 8-game winning streak. We were hitting hot at the right time.
Oh man, you're throwing it, Doc. Man, it's wonderful to hear the bullshit you're throwing, but hey, we'll see. Actually, I think that this was again a year. Villanova wins every other year, so they were going to win it this year. There you go.
But hey, I can't be proved wrong, so.
There you go. Everybody was right.
I'm sticking to it.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody knows that the people that they said that was going to win, they knew that they were right. So everybody wins this year. It's a shame we're not going to have March Madness. It is a shame. But like you said, you're a medical professional, and you know that this is the best thing to do.
Yeah. Just tell people, wash your hands. Take soap and water,
and keep them away from your face as I rub my eyes. And again, I can't help it. But remind me, people. I gotta have the eye drops here on my desk so I can put them in there during the show, because my eyes burn by the time I put the show on, and I just got to remember to do it. So try to do that.
Well, take care of yourself, and I'm glad that you're back. You'll give us some good sports entertainment stuff here while we're waiting to find out. I know Major League Baseball's pushed back 2 weeks. Who knows? It may get pushed back more. But
yeah,
hey.
I mean, it'll be fun when it happens, man. Hey, watch out for my Phillies this year. Maybe we'll do something.
Well, I think the Reds look pretty good so far from what they've been picking.
Well, what's the record or what was the record in spring training? Were they actually good this year?
Oh yeah, they're getting better. They got a chance to take the Central, I think.
Oh, well, there you go.
They did a lot of spending, which they hadn't done in a while. It's about time. I hate to say it, but that's what you got to do to win. And of course, now the season's shortened.
Well, we'll get you, when they redo
that might do us some good though.
Right,
when they won't get this burnt out this season.
When they redo the schedule, let's see if we can do something.
All righty.
All right. Hey,
well, I'm glad to let you go, but hey, thanks for being back. You'll keep our sanity while we're waiting for the sports to come back there, Captain.
As I can, man, as I can. I got to talk about something, but thanks for calling in, Doc.
All right, you take it easy, buddy.
You're welcome. You take care.
All right, bye.
All right, that was Doc Burdett. Always good hearing from him. So we don't need to knock out the caller because we don't have a caller to knock out. There is a line open, 813-619-0834. We've been on for an hour and a half. We've had a lot of phone calls. I like this. I like having phone calls. And since there isn't a phone call, remind yourself, if you are watching on Facebook, and thank you for watching on Facebook, please come over to YouTube. When I get to 700, that is the prize. That is a Fred Biletnikoff signed picture. Yeah, I got a couple. Okay, but that's going to 700. Okay, 1,000 is the Marcus Allen helmet. If you haven't seen it, look, ping me. Okay, it's sitting right here. That's when I get to $1,000. Get the word out. I like all my regulars. I love hearing from you. I want to hear from some new folks. If you haven't called in yet, and I see some other people, I see Louis Calvo. Thank you for being there, Camo. Gerard Toulouse, thank you for being there. Anthony Asparo, Raphael. Hey, what's going on, New York? Good to see you, brother. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, great. If you're watching on Facebook, come over to YouTube and make sure you give us a call. And we're talking everything. We're talking coronavirus. We're talking NCAAs. We're talking. We haven't actually. Jimmy Farrell didn't get a chance to talk about hockey. Wow. Oh, because he got bounced by somebody. And remember, that's why I put it up there. Knock out the caller. I give everybody 5 minutes. And, after 5, if you see it on the screen, knock out the caller. There's a reason why it's on the screen. And if you're watching and you haven't called in, please call in. I'd love to hear from you. We got some other folks in there. Yeah, the diverticulitis, my mom had that. A couple years back, we actually had to wear smocks and gloves and the surgical masks because that was highly infectious. When I had my issues a while back, and I think I figured it out. It was just a matter of freezing my fish oil, and I haven't had issues since. So I'm gonna knock wood on that. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. But, let's make sure that everybody does the right thing, the smart thing. Stay together, wash your hands, do the things you're supposed to, be clean. Are you in danger, Boomer? Not that I know. Who is stumbling upward? I don't know you, sir. But thank you for coming up. 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. We got a line open. See what we got. I said, that's a new name, Stumbling Upward. Welcome to the show. Mike Gutzler, I know is going to have a good time at CTE this weekend. T. Perez, Josie Correa. I said Raphael. Did I miss it? Oh, Abe Ortega. I'm sorry I missed you, brother. Andrew Dominguez, Greg Wing, thanks for coming in, brother. It's good seeing you. Raul Rodriguez, Mr. Hobbs, the senior, thank you for coming back in. And again, Stacy Bell, if you're still here, I want to hear from the ladies. It's always great to hear from the ladies. Line is open, 813-699-0834. No sports for and this is the other thing. We're not sure. Let me wipe my eyes again. We're not sure how long it's going to be. People are saying, and don't worry about, say, it's going to be at least this. if not that. It doesn't matter. Let's try to work through this the best way possible and see what we got going on. Give Baltimore a game, maybe get a second. Well, you know, I want some more picks. Mir, sweetheart, thank you for coming in. Big shout out to Morellis. Hopefully you had some good news in your, I know you had a job interview. I haven't been paying attention, so hopefully good things. Morellis, please come over to YouTube, honey. I want to see you over here on YouTube, okay, if you can. Hopefully good things came from Morellis's job interview. And I love my nurses. There you go. I already had Doc on, Doc Burdett. Morellis is a nurse, you know, a very well-respected nurse. So it'll be good to hear from her. Okay. 408, who am I speaking to?
Hey, is this Captain Jack?
Yes, it is. Who is this?
This is just a viewer. I just didn't want to talk about today's news. I just want to talk about what you think about Coach Gruden.
Oh, sure. Well, I tell you what. Are you a Gruden fan? And what's your name again, sir?
I don't really want to say my real name. Just call me Judd.
Okay, Judd. How do you feel about Gruden?
So, like, I grew up in the drought era, right? So, like, I'm like 22. Okay. So as I was growing up, like at 12, we were losing, like 2008, Jamarcus Russell, right?
Uh-huh.
And then so, like, the only thing I remember about Gruden is that he beat us in the Super Bowl.
Okay. Well,
that
was your. Now, where do you live there, Judd?
I live in California, brother.
Okay. Yeah, I tell you, I got a belly full of Gruden. Again, I live in the Tampa area, so there's only so much. I remember that Super Bowl, that painful Super Bowl, watching Gruden and his Buccaneers beat the Raiders in Super Bowl 37. Watching it in in Virginia, and it was hard to see. I've always been a. I'm not a Gruden apologist. But I was kind of leery when we got him as our coach. I wanted to see what he would do to bring the staff together, and I like what he has as far as his staff. But I really think that he needs to. If you remember right, we had the same team we had under Gruden when Bill Callahan took over, and he took the restrictor plate off the engine, and that's when Rich Gannon was at his top. And we had Mark Trestman as his OC. So again, it was the same guys, but he let them play up to their capacities. So we'll see. I really think that we can be a decent team this year. I think that we need to give Derek Carr some weapons, but if Derek Carr's our quarterback, I'll be very happy. I don't care who our quarterback is, to be honest. I'd like to see Derek as our quarterback, but we'll see what happens when it happens. What do you feel about our quarterback situation, Judd?
So how I feel about, I want to talk about something, what you just said, but I'll tell you how I feel. I feel that Derek, right, 2014, all of his seasons have been placed against him. It's like you're at work, right, and you're qualified, and then the staff around you, like, they fuck up on projects, right? The head boss gets fired, keeps getting fired, they can't get their shit together. You got a good worker, but then the work around him and the people around him keep fucking up. So then he just gets blamed for that. If he had a perfect coaching staff, consistent, and a good coach for his career, he would have been dope.
Okay, now you talking about his 2016 year prior to him breaking his ankle?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, you said 2014. That's why I wanted to make sure we were talking the right year. Okay, but if you remember right, since that season, when he came back the next year, remember he broke his finger against the Panthers. Came back. He broke his back against the Broncos. Okay. So he's been playing as a shell since that leg has been, since that leg was broken. So we really need to see Derek. I want to see Derek, and he was getting better as the season progressed last year. The one thing I don't like about Derek is when it's 4th down and he throws the ball away. Do you not like that?
Okay, I can see. I already see your position. You're anti-car, but I'm pro-car. But I can wait. But I can see where you're coming from, right? I don't like the checkdowns either. So you do have the anti-car rhetoric that's going on. Is justified.
Judd,
it's legit criticism.
Judd, I am not anti-car. I'm anti-Brady. That's the only person.
There you go.
That's the only person that I don't want to have as the quarterback of the Raiders. I like Derek Carr personally. And I really think that all these people that want to chase him out of town, I said, well, if you look at all that he's done, minus the check down bullshit on 4th down, he was an effective quarterback, and he would be a really good quarterback if he had people to throw to on the outside. He's got Darren Waller. He's got a great running back in Josh Jacobs. He's got a good guy in the slot with Renfro. He needs some speed there. Ty Williams is a good number 2. He's not a number 1. And if anybody thought he was going to be a number 1, they've been smoking something. So if the Raiders can get some receivers via free agency, people were asking me who I would get as a receiver. I'd like to get Emmanuel Sanders. Personally. And then I'd like to get a good receiver in the draft, not so damn high. CeeDee Lamb would be a good receiver, but you're missing out on a very good defender if you pick CeeDee Lamb, if you pick Judy, if you pick Ruggs, if you pick T. Higgins. You're missing out on a very good defender at one of those slots. You can go with Laviska Shenault. You can go with Claypool. You can go with Johnson out of LSU, or even the Johnson that's out of Florida that had an injury in the combine. I saw him. There's a lot of good receivers out of Florida. Florida is a very good receiver university. They suck at quarterbacks, but I know personally. So if you give Gruden and Carr some good receivers and let them run and open up that playbook a little bit more, I think the Raiders can be a very competitive team this year, Judd. And again, I'm not anti-Carr.
Yeah. So before I go, I just want to hear your thoughts on this, and then I'll probably just hang up after I ask this question.
Okay.
But I recommend other people call in, just to provide content. So this is my last question to you. So as I said, I grew up in the drought. I think Gruden is overhyped because he only won that Super Bowl with, you heard this before, Tony Dungy's team. What do you think about that? And then I'll listen to your response online. I'll see you later.
Okay, well, thanks for calling in, Judd. I appreciate the new caller. I really do. All right, thanks again. That was Judd from the 408, new caller. I appreciate that. Judd, my answer to that is I agree. Is that John Gruden, it was a case of having the perfect Super Bowl for the Bucs. John Gruden just tweaked up the Bucs defense, and it was Monty Kiffin's defense that won that Super Bowl. It was Monty Kiffin's defense that won that Super Bowl. And I'm a firm believer that with Monty Kiffin's defense and with John Gruden showing all the guys the way that Gannon was, because they were tight. They were a very tight combo together, and him just running it into the defense, this is what Gannon's going to do. This is what Gannon's going to do. And he played Gannon in their practices for that defense. Now, I also firmly believe that if you remember right, that was the very last Super Bowl where it went right from the AFC and NFC championship games right to the Super Bowl the next week. Every Super Bowl since then, there's been a week in between, that off week, okay? That killed the Raiders, especially when Barrett Robbins went haywire, okay? You put everything together, it was a perfect storm of stuff that was going to go against the Raiders. John Gruden against his old team, with the playing Rich Gannon, with Monty Kiffin's defense. if the Raiders would have played the Eagles, they would have blown them out. They would have blown them out. If the Bucs had played the Titans, because remember the Raiders beat the Titans in the championship game. You know, I think the Titans with their team, Eddie George and their quarterback, the gentleman who was deceased, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Old age. I think that would have been a better Super Bowl, but it was the fact that the Raiders were playing the Bucs. John Gruden was playing a shadow of his team, and we had that transpire. All of the things that went against us, Barrett Robbins going over the top, and that less of a week, you know, where they just were just, you know, pounded in. This is what they're going to do. But I think Gruden is a capable coach, but I think he needs to take some of the restrictor plate off of Derek Carr, and Derek Carr needs to stop doing the checkdowns. That's in a nutshell. If Derek Carr gets some people to throw to, and he stops checking down all the time, I think we'll be a very good offense. And again, Judd, thank you for calling in. Line is open, 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. I appreciate having new callers. Morellis, thank you for coming over, honey. I'm glad that you're here. I didn't see your news though. I saw that you were here. Where were you? There's no Tommy, screw you on your Miami shit. Okay. McNair, thank you, Mike, Sarah. Okay, the world does not live and die with the Hurricanes. I know you are a fan. I got it. There's nothing wrong with UF players, especially at wide receiver. Van Johnson, who is what I can't remember. His father was in the pros, or sorry, Jefferson. It's either Jefferson or Johnson. His father was a pro, a stalwart wide receiver. He'd be a fantastic receiver for the Raiders. So we'll see. I know you love your Canes, but you know what? Not every Cane is a great player. Line is still open. So far, I haven't heard anything. Okay, well, again, y'all keep some good words out, and hopefully, Morellis will get that job. I don't know where it is, but I know that it's something that she was looking to get. So lots of love. Keep some positive thoughts for Our Lady Morellis. Line is open, 813-699-0834. I like that we had a new caller. You know, when I hear a voice, and I don't know it, I'm like, wow, somebody that I can actually talk to that I don't know. Who else is on here? I see Diane Castillo, Steve Barola. Leo, thank you for coming in. Again, I apologize. I got to wipe the eyes. Very tired eyes. We're on. It's 10:45 on the East Coast. You're welcome, honey. You're welcome. And here's the thing. I'm a Gator. That's where I went to school. I don't have a degree from Florida because I didn't finish it. Okay. I have a degree from Excelsior College, which is New York Regions. No, it's not an online school, but you got everything that you have together. My credits from all the schools I went to, but it's a degree. I'm not a Gator apologist. There's been some really shitty Gators in the NFL. Danny Werfel comes to mind. Rex Grossman comes to mind. Again, in the quarterback. You know, Steve Spurrier as a quarterback was not a very good quarterback. But, you know, there's been a lot of other players that were great in the NFL. All right. Mike Sarah. I know you're in misery. How you doing, brother? Whoa. Turn it down.
Hang on.
Turn it down, brother. Turn it down.
Yeah, let me get off this freaking speakerphone here. Hang on just a second.
Okay. We all know that Mike Sarah is lifting weights because he's at the gym. Okay, there we go. Are you there?
Okay,
Mike?
there we go. Yeah, I put it on my Bluetooth headphones and that doesn't work. That's pretty loud.
Yeah,
sorry.
It is. but at least you're calling. How you doing, brother?
Good. Yeah, I'm at the gym, And with this coronavirus bullshit going around, I'm like, man, should I even be here? But at least I have the decency to wipe down the machines after I get done. And I see some people not doing that, which
Yeah,
kind of pisses me off.
that's horrible. That's hard. Do you have you have your disinfectant wipes with you? Make sure you keep those with you.
Yeah, they got them all over the place. All you got to do is just grab them. It takes 2 seconds to wipe down the machine, and you got people not doing that. It just upsets me to no end, but whatever.
Okay.
So anyway, besides that, and this every sport that we enjoy is being canceled. Have you heard anything about like boxing or UFC or anything like that? Has that been canceled or?
Well, Tommy
I haven't heard anything like that.
Tommy was saying that the UFC event on Saturday that Dana White was touting has not been canceled as of yet. So we got that. We have a UFC event. I would think that depending upon if there's no viruses noted by boxers, I think that will be something that we can watch. But they'll probably keep the events where there's no fans.
Yeah, which is to me useless. I mean, if you're going to have a sporting event, you have to have fans. I mean, that's just part of it. So I can't understand. I don't even know how these players can play, and most of them can't play without fans around. So
it'll be a weird experience for these professional athletes to play without fans.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just where do you get your motivation? Except you got to win, but still, it's like a practice game.
Okay. Here you go. Ed with his anti-Tommy chant. Well, again, and I'm just saying, Tommy's wrong again. I checked, and the fight is canceled. So again, we have conflicting reports. We'll find out. Fury v. Wilder 3 MGM tentative 18 July, but Fury wants 2 other fights first. So again, the boxing is going on, but again, it's going to be without fans. Tim Tebow, come on, Matt. Tim Tebow sucks.
He's a Gator, man. Come on.
And he was a fantastic college quarterback, but he sucked as a pro.
Yeah, except for that game against Pittsburgh, that playoff game where he won it.
Yeah, I was going to say Tim Tebow has one more playoff win than Derek Carr.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So my daughter brings home her little boyfriend the other day, and first time I ever met this kid, he's like, oh, yeah, you're not going to like him. He's a Chiefs fan. I'm like, oh, fuck it. Whatever. And then he tells me, well, you guys would be good if you didn't have Derek Carr. And then I just about hit him. And I walked away. That was good.
Very good. Very good. Now here's the thing. You don't have to worry until your daughter comes up to you and says, hey, Dad, how much is this wedding going to cost you? And then you have something to worry about.
Well, this is like the third new boyfriend in about a month or two, so I don't think she's going to be getting married anytime soon. But
well, there you go. We can only hope that at least it won't be a Chiefs fan. And like I was saying on the show last night, I have a Chiefs fan that's like almost an immediate supervisor, and he was the guy that said, "Hey, Brady's going to look great in silver and black," and that's when I said, "Screw you," respectfully. Because again, he's a government civilian and I'm a contractor, so it's funny. But I
wanted to ask you this question. You're always talking about people on Facebook coming over to YouTube, but why don't they come over to YouTube and why don't they make calls? We had that new kid come on, Judd, whatever his name was, but and that was nice. But
yeah, it's
kind of disappointing why people aren't coming over to YouTube. Are they afraid of YouTube? Or they don't like it? I don't understand.
I don't understand either. There were people that were saying that they couldn't get the link.
You got it there on your site, on your page.
I get it, but there were people that said that there were issues, and a lot of people. To be honest, I think YouTube Facebook is becoming very passé, and people are leaving Facebook, but there are the people that just won't leave Facebook. And there are a lot of folks there. I mean, and again, it's not that I hate the Facebookers. I don't hate the Facebookers. I just wish that they would come over so we can get up to $1,000 so I can give away, the Bolitnikov and the Marcus Allen and whatever the hell, we got going on.
And you can get on YouTube, and all you have to do is look up Captain Jack Rackham, and it'll come up on your site, on your page, on your link. Your link will come up, and all of a sudden, I've got it playing. You don't even have to have a link to click on. You just look up Captain Jack Rackham, and it comes up. I'm not sure. It's disappointing because I wish we had more callers. I like everybody who calls in. Tommy's great. He's entertaining.
Yep.
Ed's great. I mean, I love the people calling in, but I'd like to hear new people. I get tired of hearing myself call.
Yeah, fucking Mike Serra, man. I mean, every time he calls, he's at the damn gym, and there's a lot of weight, and there's people screaming in the back. I mean, it's like he's at a friggin' Mexican bullfighting contest or something. I don't know. There's a bunch of.
It's annoying as hell.
Yeah, annoying. But this has been a night where we've had a lot of folks call, and again, I apologize. My eyes are friggin' burning like a bad case of hemorrhoids, man. Just awful. But it's because as soon as I start getting ready for the show, I go right here and I want to make sure everything's done, and I forget to use the damn eye drops. So
yeah,
and it's because I work at a computer all day at my job. So then, as soon as I go to this screen, maybe I need to put more light up, and maybe it won't be so bad. Maybe that might be it. I need to get more light in the background, and so it's not as much of an eye strain. Morellis is the nurse, and like I said, Doc Burdett's a nurse practitioner type of thing. Maybe you guys can tell me what's really killing me every time I do this. But I'm trying, man.
Could be allergies.
Yeah, I mean, and Florida's a lot of, but I take my Zyrtec, but maybe by the time I get to do the show, the Zyrtec is, lost its effect, and I need to take that extra hit.
Now you don't have contacts or glasses. Oh, you got your glasses. That's right. You don't wear contacts.
No, I can't. No, I will never wear contacts. I mean, whenever I go to an eye doctor, even when they try to open up my eyes. It's kind of like, you ever seen the movie A Clockwork Orange, where they had and they had to restrain.
Where he has his eyes open, open,
That's what they have to do with my eyes, because I'm fighting them every minute, and it's like even when trying to put eye drops in, I can't. I mean, I'll waste like half a bottle. Yeah, I just can't get it in, and I do need more light. Yeah, my wife laughs at your comment. Well, thanks there, Hollywood. Tell her I love Hollywood's wife. She's a sweetie too. So as long as I can keep you guys entertained, that's all I need. I guess I need more light. I'll have to put more light in here. God, this sucks.
Well, you know what I've been doing? I've been watching old Raider games on YouTube from the 70s, the 80s, 90s. It's pretty fun to watch some of these older players out there that you haven't seen in a while or haven't heard of. I was watching the 2010 game, and Chaz Schilling was catching touchdown passes.
Oh, Glass.
There's a name. There's a little name in there.
Yeah, Mr. Glass.
Good player. I mean, he was a talented receiver. He just couldn't stay healthy.
He could not stay healthy. That's why they called him what? Just remember, because that was right when the time when the movie with Samuel L. as Mr. Glass came out, and they
I think it was called Glass, was it?
Yeah,
Unbreakable or something like that?
Yeah, it was Unbreakable, and so we called Chaz Schilling's Mr. Glass, because it's like he would, anytime he'd fall down, he'd break like 3 bones.
Man, the guy had some talent though, man. Big kid.
Yeah.
Good receiver.
Yeah. And he went to the Jets afterward, and he was a decent receiver for the Jets, but again, he could not stay healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of cool seeing some of these old, Michael Bush running. I mean, that guy, man, he was a talented player too.
Yeah.
He was
and
fun to watch.
I remember Michael Bush was the very first pick of the second day, and we had that pick, and we pulled him, and basically we redshirted him for a year because he was coming off that bad injury out of the broken leg, and he was a fantastic running back. And
I don't know what happened to him. He just kind of died out.
Well,
I think he went to Chicago.
Yeah, he went to Chicago, and he was never heard from again. And stumbling upward, Jacoby Ford. I mean, until he had his plantar fasciitis. And again, he went to the Jets too eventually. Great player. and then he started having the foot problems. And I was going to say, other than, and I'm trying to think, what Harris last year with the punt return against the Broncos, is Jacoby Ford still the last person to run back a kickoff? It's been a long time.
Yeah, you remember Johnny Lee Higgins? He was a good player. I always thought he was going to run one back. He never did, but he always looked like he might have run one back. I can't remember. That guy always seemed like he was really
Johnny Lee Higgins was great, and then I remember the game that he was in Buffalo, and he got whacked so hard that he was never the same.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, Johnny Lee Higgins, old number 15, and a great returner, fast as lightning, and again had a dynamic upward climb, and then he got waxed, and it was like never heard of again.
Yeah.
Stumbling upward.
I watched. There was that one season back in we were actually 6-0 in the AFC West. It's 2010. We ended up 8-8 as the final record. Cable was our head coach.
Yep, I remember.
Our offensive coordinator was Hugh Jackson, and we had a damn good team. We couldn't win outside our division. We only won 2 games outside of our division. We were 6-0 in our division. Incredible.
Yeah, I remember, and it's like we really won the West, but because we couldn't beat anybody outside of the West, we were also rans. And I think that was when Cable said, at least we're not, I can't remember the exact quote, but at least we don't suck anymore, or something like that.
Yeah, I honestly think if we would have kept Cable as the head coach and kept Hugh Jackson as the offensive coordinator, we could have had something. Because I think we were looking pretty good. But for some reason, I think Cable went nuts and punched somebody, and
he punched
booted him out.
He punched one of the assistant coaches, and he also there was the rumblings that he was a predator against ladies. Again, I'm just saying that was what the word was. I'm not saying what it was. And again, I know Harris ran back a punt. I'm talking about a kickoff return, because Harris ran back the punt against the Broncos. So I'm talking about a kickoff return. I don't remember anybody running one back other than Jacoby Ford. Somebody, in fact, I apologize, Mike. I'm going to have to. My eyes are burning like a bitch. Raider Homer said, Randy Hansen. That was the guy that Cable hit. Here's the thing. Was that Cable punched the guy? Yeah, it was. Well, it wasn't at the hotel, Logan. It was in a team locker room or at a team meeting. Randy Hansen said something to him, and Cable did his impression of what was the guy's name in Friday? You got knocked the fuck out. It was like Chris Tucker standing over Zeus. But it was Randy Hansen. But and Homer did that. Stumbling upward. Go look at some of these older guys. And somebody said Justin. Actually, it's Fargus. That was Hollywood. There, it was an F instead of the V. Justin Fargus, whose dad played Huggy Bear on Beretta. Yeah. There you go, Antonio
Fargus was he was a tough little running back, man. He was hard runner.
Yeah, and they call it, what was it, the human, what was it, the crash test dummy? Because he would go into the line and just and he'd come back for more. I liked Antonio Fargus. Justin Fargus. I liked Antonio Fargus too. Playing Huggy Bear. But Smoke. There you go.
Well, here's my point though, is that you see some of these players and we really thought they were going to be good, and then they just never really materialized in anything. I'm hoping that we don't get people from this draft class to do the same, where you think they're going to be a stud and they're a 1-year wonder, or maybe the next year they don't do as good. I'm just hoping that that's not going to happen.
Well, I'm hoping that and it's all about. It's not about always the ability, because we do got a lot of good guys with the ability. It's about the mental makeup and the chemistry of the team. Okay.
Yeah.
And as long as they can take what they started last year in Oakland, if they can take that mental toughness and bring it together going into Vegas and not lose it and only add upon it. Again, they got to add upon it. If they can do that, it'll be good. And I'm telling you, like I said, the one thing that I was, let's put it this way. I didn't know who Rochelle Ryan was until I saw a report. Okay? You know who Rochelle Ryan is, right, Mike?
No.
Rochelle Ryan is a porn star who apparently...
Oh, that Max Crosby's going out with.
Yeah, apparently. Now, not necessarily going out with, but I'm just saying was seen...
Was seen on the strip list.
There you go. And then I saw the TMZ report, where she was trying to go after Nick Bosa sometime earlier.
Well, Max Crosby on Hard Knocks, he had this cute little girlfriend. I thought she was pretty cool.
There
girl,
you go.
I don't know what happened to her.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Max Crosby had the cute, actually was a fiance, and they were supposed to get married, all that other stuff. We don't know. And again, it's none of our business. It's none of our business because he's a player and he has his personal life. But what my ulterior thing is, okay, is that hopefully this team continues to solidify and gel and not get the Vegas head. And that was the example of, Max Crosby's out hanging out with a porn star who
not a good thing.
Who there you go. And hopefully it's not something that will show thick and chunky, taste so good, make you want to Logan Moore, man. You're a card.
That's good.
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna let you go, brother. We've been on for the 2, and I gotta wipe my eyes, man. It's horrible.
All right, good. Let's get rid of this coronavirus shit and let's get sports going on again. I hope.
There you go.
Keep the faith.
You got. Hey,
all right, Captain. Have a good one.
You take care as well. Thanks for calling in, Mike.
Bye now.
All right, here we go. That's my last call of the evening. I can honestly say, and the one good thing is, I can use this mix because apparently that's not what I was getting the Facebook full pause on. It was the opening music. That's why I had some, and I'll have to get that stuff that I did have. Apparently, because I didn't have the microphone on for the opening, you guys couldn't hear me. So I'll work on it. I'll get some Facebook, YouTube music so you guys can hear that. Thanks again, everybody, for coming in. Get the folks up there. I want to get these away, and I will be on. I definitely with the Hardcore Raider show. Definitely on Saturday. I'll have to get with him to find out exactly what. Check YouTube Hardcore Raider. It'll be a show with a bunch of other folks, and hopefully the gentleman that I'm going to be on for the show tomorrow night. Hopefully he'll send me a link because and when I know I'll let you guys know. But we'll do a show. It's great. Thanks again for being here. I appreciate everybody. Remember, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Twitch. If I can figure out how to get Instagram to do it without plugging the phone in, that's the thing, man. I'd do Instagram too, but I have to do that via the phone. Anyway, y'all take care. Thanks for coming out. Always a pleasure. We'll see you for my next show. Not sure when that will be, but it's always a pleasure talking sports with you. And if we don't have sports to talk about, we'll talk about something. Might not be all every week because we've got to figure out things to talk about, but you'll see me and I'll post. Take care. Thanks again. Raider on, everybody, and get your sports fix. Don't yell about it. Just play. Take time. Blessings, everybody. Morales, love you as well. I hope you got some good words. Love my Raiderettes. My mates out there, thank you for being here. Everybody, take care. Have a great night. We'll see you for the next show.